So as you can see, the hawthorn is starting to blossom, and very beautiful it is too on this gorgeous, glorious spring day. I couldn't stay indoors on a day such as this, so let's go for a little walk, shall we? Again, I'm at Gypsy Lane, not travelling too far from home, but you don't need to, do you, to enjoy such a glorious day. So just in the short week between my last trip down Gypsy Lane, plants that were ankle height a week ago are now up to my knees, and there's been a definite spurt of spring growth, helped along by the recent rain. So there's a little cut through from here, Gypsy Lane, which is a tarmac path through to Bruton Park. I think I'll come through. I guess it's off the beaten track a bit more. Interesting to see how much more greenery there is in just a week. I hope you're picking up on that bird song. The countryside is anything but quiet at this time of year, with the birds singing along, attracting their mates. I can definitely hear a blackbird there, one of our finest singers is the blackbird. If you can see that little wasp there, well, actually it's quite a big one, yellow jacket. Under the glory of this beautiful blossom. Fantastic. And here we are, hedge garlic, yet another type of garlic. Strong smell of garlic from the leaves. Just pick a bit, rub it and sniff it, and it'll smell like garlic. Back to my little ramson patch, wild garlic again, and you might be able to see here more of these are effectively the buds of the wild garlic. We know them as scapes. I won't be harvesting any more from this area because I've already took about 5%, so I'll just have to look around to see what else I can find. An important one I want to show you while harvesting wild garlic is this plant. It's cuckoo pint, and it's toxic. Toxic up to the point of death if you take too much of it. So when you are harvesting the wild garlic, make sure you're picking only these leaves and not these. They're quite distinct, but they do grow together, so you've got to be careful. There's a beautiful male blackbird there. Okay, I'm going to come through the cattle gate. Not that there's any cattle to be seen around here, but nice open space. The only problem you've got harvesting wild plants around here is dogs. You know, a lot of people are walking their dogs, and the dogs aren't too careful about where they do the business. But nettles are fairly safe, because dogs are put off by the scent of nettles and by the stings. I wouldn't want to be stung there either. Check out this massive dockleaf plant. That's quite big. Good one to rub on your skin if you get nettle stings. It works somehow, even if it's only placebo effect. I don't know if you can see him, but underneath that hawthorn there's a male wood pigeon bobbing around looking for scraps. And over there, near the path, a little grey squirrel got something in his mouth. And he's going to the safety of the trees to eat it, I guess. There's a closer picture of a blackbird there. You can see him running away. The blackbirds with the males have got this bright yellow beak, and as I said before, the other distinguishing thing about them is they have such a beautiful song. I think I'm going to park my backside on this bench and take in some of the beauty around me. Magpie flying there in the distance. One for sorrow, two for joy, three for a girl and four for a boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told, 8's a wish, 9's a kiss, and 10 is a bird you must not miss. Magpie. Above the trees over there in the distance, you might be able to make out the top of the hills above Melidon, above Dizeth and Melidon. Not particularly high hills, but in my previous videos you've seen me up in that area in general, looking down. A pond. Still stagnant brackish water. Looks quite low despite the recent rains. And no, I'm not going to venture down there. I'm not that lucky. There's our wood pigeon friend again. Another edible slash medicinal plant. That's plantain. That's common plantain. There's also a broadleaf version of it. The seeds are good, edible. You can add them to your flour, and if you pick one and rub it, you get a slight banana flavour, hence the name plantain, from the Latin platano or the Spanish platano, meaning banana. In addition to being edible, it's quite edible, you can use plantain, chew it and put it on a splinter or something on your hand, and it will draw the splinter out. So it's been used as a medicinal throughout history. So it's very good at drawing foreign matter and debris out of wounds. So this path runs adjacent to this boundary fence on the, I would think, southern southeastern border of the park, and hedged by hawthorn for the most part. Very, very common here, hawthorn. So shown here is the way that the hawthorns are trained around these hurdles, effectively, to make them grow into a barrier, into a fence. And you'll see they're just vertical stakes driven into the ground around which the hawthorn branches are woven, and it makes a very effective barrier. Another plant used for this purpose is blackthorn or sloes, but we don't see any of them around here. I used to see a lot in the woods and on the footpaths around Salisbury, where I used to live. A beautiful little songbird up there, right up there. Don't know if you can see him yet. He's took off. He gave us a beautiful song and then he flitted away. How lovely. There's a sight to satisfy your soul. I think that's what we do really when we come and walk in the woods or walk in the wild spaces. We're effectively taking our souls home. Humans have been around in one form or another for, they say, about 3 million years. And most of that time we were living wild and in the woods. So perhaps 30 or 50,000 years of living in shelters, they may have turned us into so-called civilized people, creatures, tamed creatures. But we still have all that inside us. I mean, they say, oh well, we're 99.5% chimpanzee. Yeah, but we're also 80% nematode worm or something like that. There, I can hear seagulls. How about that? So I've come full circle around the Bruton Park circuit to where I entered the park. Right here, if you remember the long sloping bough or trunk of the tree. I'm now going to harvest a few nettles for the table and make my way back home. Thanks for joining me on this glorious spring Saturday here in Bruton Park Rill in glorious North Wales. When it's good here, it's very, very good. If you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. I mean, subscribe. Some 87% of you who watch this never subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just subscribe. It helps me beat the YouTube algorithm and maybe earn a few more bob so I can go out to more exotic areas and show you some more great things in beautiful North Wales. So like, share, subscribe and tell all your friends. Thanks for watching.